Nobody likes to go through a RIF. I think the first thing that I'm very clear on is don't, especially in a RIF, more than any other change, don't sugarcoat it. A reduction in workforce is really challenging on the company in multiple ways. It's emotionally draining and it's tactically draining. There are many teams that probably are, waking up the next day with 50% as many hands on deck. And there's projects that they're scrambling to pick up on in inboxes that are no longer available. So the first thing I do is I call it what it is. It's like, this is a reduction in workforce. There are people that were here yesterday that we leaned on that are no longer here today.
What would sugarcoating that sound like?
Saying lucky ones, or, they're going to get another job. They're great employees. They'll be fine. Making projections about the people that have been let go, I think is really tasteless. I think that saying they were incredible contributors to the team. We did a reduction in workforce right before a huge company rebrand, and it was a tremendous amount of work that went into that. And some of the people who made massive contributions to that were let go in the reduction. And something that I called out very quickly post-RIF was that we could not have done what we were about to do had it not been for the contributions of those people. I personally feel that I have an obligation to do everything in my power to make this rebrand a success, because it was the last big project that this handful of people worked on at Postal. And I wanted it to make a meaningful splash. And I do think that if you work for a company where people really feel connected to the brand and to the product and to the mission, that obligation is something that sits very well within organizations and within teams. I had a colleague who was reduced and was told by their, CEO that, hey, don't worry about it. Like, I'll help you get another job. And that at scale is impossible to do and obviously did not happen. And I think that's another example of kind of like trying to sugarcoat it of like, oh yeah, we'll help them out. We'll make sure they get placed. No company out there is going to one by one get those individuals new jobs.
I've seen RIFs linger for a really long time. And it's always this like fine balance between being sensitive to the fact that a lot of people are very close friends with these people. They're carrying a heavier workload. But there's a balance between like sitting in that and just letting your team marinate in it for weeks on end. And then just like accelerating and being like, all right, back to business tomorrow. How do you start to move the team past it and quote unquote, like get back to business in a sales organization?
I have historically, when we've done reductions, given people a week. Take this week, typically reductions happen on a Monday or Tuesday. I don't know why, but that's the way the HR world has decided that they happen. Take this week, sleep on it. Next week, we get to decide what our team feels like and looks like. We're a new org. That's usually the expectation that I put on my leaders. We can be really sad this week, but next week, we've all decided to be here. So let's be here. I personally like the framing of like, we get to decide who we are next week, because I do think that businesses change after reductions. Many times for the better, sometimes for the worse, but giving people the opportunity to realize that it might not be the same, and that's an okay thing.